أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. First and foremost, I would like to thank Allah because it is with His grace and kindness that I was given this opportunity to present my thought on this topic. The topic of my sharahan for today is creating great leaders. In Al-Quran, Surah Al-Nam, verse 165. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وهو الذي جعلكم خلائف الأرض ورفع بعضكم فوق بعض درجات ليبلوكم فيما آتاكم إن ربك سريع العقاب وإنه لغفور رحيم. It is He who has made you His agents, inheritors of the earth. He has raised you in ranks, some above the others, that He may try you in the gifts He has given you. For Thy Lord is quick in punishment, yet He is indeed of forgiving and most merciful. The question is, what are the ideal leaders in Islam? Leadership sometimes becomes a subject that is being discussed by a politician and academician. In Islamic viewpoint of leadership, it is considered as a responsibility instead of opportunity. Regards to this, don't take the authority of being a leader even if you were given the chance to be one. Because being a leader means that you have to be an exemplary for the companion that is following you. You have to be compassionate towards each other. We can look when the quote Khalifah Umar Abdul Aziz, when he said to his children that I could have made you all rich, but instead I chose Allah and the messenger for you. Apart from that, a leader must consult counselors or people for their opinion on certain matters, even though it doesn't mean that you will follow their opinion entirely. We can overlook this by the story of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the way he treated the archers in the battle of Uhud. There was an accident occurred when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed and warned the archer to stay cautious and stay on the top of the hill. But some of them were slightly taking this war easy and reluctantly thought that they have won this war. This carelessness and obstinate attitude leads them that they made their own decision to go down the hill. This created an opportunity for Khalid al-Walid, who were at that time not a Muslim, to attack the remnants of the archer from the rear side. This counterattack absolutely overwhelmed the Muslim side and caused 70 deaths, and one of the victims of this incident was Saidiyyah Abdul Muttalib, who was the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Surah Ali Imran, verse 134, وَالْكَاذِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Whoever control their anger and are forgiven towards mankind, and the righteous are the beloved of Allah. After Rasulullah knew his uncle was dead, he didn't lose his temper and forgive the survivor of the archer. Even though the archer were forgiven, somewhere in their hearts is still doubting the forgiveness. The archer felt like they have betrayed Rasulullah because they left the battlefield on their own. Not long after that, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was planning the next strategies for the battle, surprisingly, Rasulullah invited the archer to hear their opinion about strategy. This enhanced their love towards Rasulullah and not sheer obedience alone. We can see that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is showing leniency towards his followers. Other than that, we need to think of what are the qualities that we want in leadership. First and foremost, the qualities is confident, not arrogant. We can see by a brief story of Prophet Yusuf voluntarily devoted himself to be a financial advisor. In other words, he has the knowledge to fulfill his responsibility and confidently trust himself for such a sensitive task where the most corruption occurs. Next, A leader must have the physical assets and intellectual assets. For example, when Khalif Umar ibn Khattab, where he is known as a leader who was greatly loved by his companion because of his extraordinary attention and responsibility towards them. One of his habits was to conduct direct surveillance and go on a patrol around the city of Medina to monitor the life of its people. There was a story regarding about his responsibility when one night Khalif Umar al-Khattab invited Abdurrahman to accompany him patrolling Medina. Abdurrahman was happy to help and was ready to sacrifice his life. Thus, the Khalif carried out his duties, intervening directly to ensure that his people slept and lived in peace. Even that night, Khalif Umar urged Abdurrahman to sleep while he himself sacrificed his sleeping time to prioritize his people. In another story, we can see when Khalif was on patrol, he heard the cries of the children from a house. From the edge of the window, he heard the mother was trying to calm her son. Apparently, her son was actually crying from hunger. On that exact time, Khalif Umar al-Khattab rushed to the storehouse in Baitul Mal and took a sack of food for them. He even carried the sack of food and did not allow any of the officers to help him. What's more, he himself cooked the food, accompanied the family to eat, and before saying goodbye, he even had time to comfort the child until he fell asleep. The family never knew that the one who came to prepare the food for them was Khalif Umar ibn Khattab. We can see he didn't evaluate the limit of himself. In the time of his rule, Khalif Umar ibn Khattab got the responsibility of his job. He was honest, truthful, and candid. Last but not least, the strategies in creating good leaders. Leadership training, you need to have a leadership training or a special talk with an expertise. Okay, give the candidates a responsibilities, appointing them as prefects, for example, and with this, somehow they feel that they are the chosen one, and that will lead them to take the job gravely and seriously. Last, we need to reward them accordingly as it gives them confidence and would make them feel appreciated. As a conclusion, I would like to remind myself and the rest of us that we should strive on train and develop more leaders of the future that would uphold Islam and lead as Rasulullah would lead us. May Allah give us His guidance. Having said that, I would like to bid Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of us who are present today, and may Allah help us in every step of the way. Thank you.